This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we have details on a fire in the city of Hazleton that led to the discovery of drugs in the residence. Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for your daily dose of local information from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. I'm Ken Karen. As long as everyone's ready, let's get to our headlines. Some good economic news for Luzerne County tops our newscast. Governor Tom Wolf announced today that a Hanover Township business is expanding, and that means hundreds of new jobs for the area. WNS, a global provider of business management services, will expand its current operation in Hanover Township and create 303 new full-time jobs over the next 5 years. That's in addition to the 72 current employees in Pennsylvania. WNS has more than 31,000 employees worldwide. Speaking of jobs, the 20th annual Greater Hazleton Job Fair was held today at Genetti's in Hazel Township. The event is sponsored by the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce in partnership with the Hazleton Career Link and the Luzerne Schuylkill Workforce Investment Board. 66 businesses were on hand with a variety of employment opportunities.
CNAs, RNs, LPN positions. The hospital's here with a bunch of different medical positions, so a lot of those kind of positions, a lot of industrial positions in the manufacturing, and warehousing, logistics, those kind of positions, but not just general laborers, also some supervisor positions, management positions, a couple different businesses providing different sales positions, a lot of those. And we also have a lot of the education institutions here, like Penn State, Lackawanna, McCann, those types of places that have job opportunities, but also are looking, for people that might be wanting to go back to school.
Right now, I think a lot of companies are getting very busy and gearing up for the busy time, especially in distribution. There is a busy season that's coming upon us, but I know for myself and for the clients that I deal with, we're just looking for good people that want to work because the jobs are out there.
Horvath says Workforce Resources is in need of forklift operators. If you missed today's job fair, you can apply directly to Workforce Resources in West Hazleton or any of the businesses who participated in today's job fair. In other news, a fire last night in Hazleton displaced 10 people and led to the discovery of marijuana plants inside the structure. Flames broke out just before 9 p.m. at a 3-unit apartment building at 119 South Cedar Street. Fire damage was contained to the basement, and everyone who was home at the time made it out safely. However, Hazleton Police Chief Jerry Spezial says that after the fire was extinguished, police made another discovery.
While they were checking for bodies to see if anybody was inside the location, they came upon a grow house that was growing, a good amount of marijuana, over 80 plants that were freshly harvested. So, there were some that were already cultivated, there were some that were in the mid stages. So that means that this has been going on for some time. What I'm going to look at is meeting with the power company, because what we've done in other jurisdictions is looked at the drain on power for a small location, and that's how you find where your grow houses are.
No arrests have been made concerning the marijuana. Fire Chief Donald Leshko says the fire has been ruled unintentional, caused by an electrical issue in the basement. The Laurel Mall is expanding, and so is SSPTV. Here's Lisa Sugart with the story.
We are here at the Laurel Mall, standing in front of a new business coming to the mall, and it has a rather familiar logo out front. I'm pleased to be joined by Rocco Aruzo, who is the Marketing and Business Development Manager here at the mall.
Yep.
Tell us about this business behind you.
We're standing in front of the new Samson Productions SSPTV News 13. How many more titles do we have to say? In front of the new offices and studios right here at the Laurel Mall, next to the Laurel Mall Management Office, and we're so happy to have you here.
Well, we are so thrilled to be here as well. So the finishing touches being made, and then soon we will be seeing a lot of people here at this office.
Yes, you will. I'm sure you're going to be planning your ribbon cutting and your big event. That'll be coming up shortly as soon as we finish the inside, but we're excited. And I think it's going to really benefit both you and the Laurel Mall.
We echo that sentiment as well. And there is a lot happening at the Laurel Mall on a regular basis. And I know a big sports memorabilia show is taking place here at the mall. So tell us about that.
Yeah, the sports card show will be here this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have over 20 vendors that come, and there's sports cards, there's memorabilia. They're set up in the Dunham's Wing in Center Court, and it's a big weekend. They're here about 4 times a year, and they do very well, so we're glad to have them back.
What type of things will we find for people who come out?
Well, they have memorabilia, they have sports cards, they have pictures, they have hats, they have baseball bats, gloves, bats. I mean, there's so many things that they do have. So it is a good show, and they do very well, and it does bring the traffic to the mall.
It's not only for the sports enthusiasts, but great gift ideas for people to buy items at that sports show for their sports enthusiasts.
Absolutely. You know, you hit the nail right on the head, Lisa, because with, Mother's Day, and then you have Father's Day coming up. So absolutely, it's a good time to do some shopping, and let's think spring here at the Laurel Mall.
And speaking of thinking spring, a lot of spring sales going on.
Yes, there are. Most of the stores here at the mall are having their spring sales. And as they're saying, think spring. We have a lot of things going on, and a lot of the stores have the sales going. So please come out to the Laurel Mall and do your shopping.
And finally, for anybody who missed it, new stores opened and new stores coming.
Yeah, if you missed it, the announcement last week that TJ Maxx will be coming here to the Laurel Mall, and hopefully, if all things go the way planned, they will be open by the end of October of this year.
Wow, the mall is looking awesome. You're doing a great job. Kudos to the entire team. We're glad to be part of it as well. So stay tuned for what's still to come right here at the Laurel Mall.
Thank you, Lisa. Looking forward to hanging out at the Laurel Mall. Well, coming up next on FYI, it's another interesting walk down memory lane with Charles McElwee from the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum. And later in sports, we'll talk with 2 Lady Cougars who took to lacrosse like fish to water, and now they're getting ready to continue their careers in college.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
The Pennsylvania primary election is just around the corner, and we thought it would be nice to talk about Hazleton's impact on elections past. And the perfect person to do that is Charles McElwee, who is a board member with the Greater Hazleton Historical Society. You really have some interesting stories, and we're going to talk about them over the next couple of weeks. But the first one we're going to talk about centers around 1880 and the Republican National Convention. This is really, when you look at all of these facts and all this information you've provided, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting to think right now when the news at the moment is, will there be a contested convention at the Republican Convention in Cleveland in July? Well, have we been here before? And in recent history, one could look back to '76 with Reagan and Ford fighting on the floor to be the Republican nominee. But believe it or not, a century before, in 1880, a Hazletonian played a critical role in the outcome of the Republican National Convention.
Wow, so that's amazing. And I didn't know this, so a lot of people probably don't know this, but tell us the story.
Sure. His name was W.A.R. Grier of Hazleton. He was a partner with Ario Pardee and George Markle, and they founded Hazleton's first bank. And Grier was very involved in politics in the area, and he was elected as the delegate for the 11th Congressional District for the 1880 convention. So when they met in Chicago, the candidate that people were rallying around was Ulysses S. Grant, who had served 2 terms before as president, and while at the time Rutherford B. Hayes was president, Grant wanted to come in and run for a 3rd term. So the people rallying around him were called stalwart Republicans, the so-called establishment at the time. And Grier, who had relocated to Danville, was sent by the Pennsylvania delegation to put his vote in for Grant. Well, Grier, it seems to be, was an anti-establishment guy. So he arrived at the convention, having briefly met James Garfield, who was a congressman from Ohio, and had no stake in the game. He had no intentions of running for president. But after the first ballot, an individual on the convention floor put his vote in for Garfield, and that individual was Grier. And after a succession of ballot after ballot, the momentum built around Garfield until Garfield was chosen over Grant to be the nominee for the 1880 presidential race.
How does that compare to what's happening today? Do you think we could see a reenactment? Because people think things are so wild this year, they don't realize what happened in the past.
Absolutely. In many ways, what's going on right now is a return to the past, back to the days of the so-called machine politics when the candidates were chosen on the convention floor or in the big cities like New York and Tammany Hall. But Grier, in many ways, determined the race. And Garfield said to Grier at the time, he said, "My dearest and first friend, how could I repay you?" And Grier said, "Well, I want to be the second Postmaster General, the right-hand man to the Postmaster General in D.C." That slot had already been chosen, so Garfield said, "Well, I'll give you the third Postmaster General." Grier turned that down and ended up relocating to New York. But in many ways, Garfield's election and Grier's vote for Garfield was the worst thing that ever happened to him because he was assassinated within 4 months in office. So to think that that vote determined the future and Garfield's fate is rather incredible.
Wow, a lot of great history right here in Hazleton. Charles, we thank you so much for being with us. He's going to be here for 3 more weeks talking about the political impact right here in Pennsylvania, which Hazleton has played. So please stay tuned because they're really fascinating stories.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Looking at this weather shot makes me think a Disney villain is going to hop out of the woods. I can't explain why, so let's just go to our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service tonight. Showers are likely, mainly after 9 p.m. Our low will be 55 degrees. Then on Friday, some bad news. A cold front will move through with showers and a chance of thunderstorms, and some storms may contain gusty winds. Our high, though, will be 69 degrees. Now Friday night, a chance of showers, 30% chance, low of 43 degrees. Saturday, a chance of showers, mainly after 11 a.m., high of 51. Saturday night, worse news. Saturday night into Sunday, a powerful Arctic front will provide strong winds and perhaps a light accumulation of snow. Our low on Saturday night will be 25. On Sunday, 30% chance of snow showers before 8 a.m., partly sunny with a high of only 35 degrees. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low of 24. On Monday, there is a 50% chance of rain and snow, partly sunny with a high of 43. And then on Monday night, 30% chance of rain and snow showers before 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low of 25 degrees. And now here on FYI, it's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. On the green screen, pick 2, 09, pick 3, 331, pick 4, 5299, and pick 5, 58139. Right now on FYI, it's Law Talk. After the break, we have a jam-packed sportscast with the scoreboard and a report on the Hazleton area girls lacrosse team.
Viewer question: how do you challenge someone's claim to the decedent's property?
Well, that doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. And to the family of the decedent, it's a very important issue. I could just relate to you one particular incident that we had where the decedent had a rather large IRA account with a brokerage firm, and when we contacted that brokerage firm, they said, "Oh no, we're paying this to this other person who was not even a family member." And we said, "Wait a minute, now, get us some proof on that the decedent named them the beneficiary on that account." What they provided to us, we didn't think was particularly sustainable. So what we did is we had to file, and in the same situation, you would have to file a petition in the Orphans Court Division. This particular case was here in Luzerne County. We got our witnesses together, including an expert in account management, and we went to a trial. And we had a trial before the Orphans Court judge, who decided that, in fact, we were right, the brokerage house was wrong, and ordered the brokerage house to pay the account to our client, who was the decedent's son. As I said, it doesn't happen too often, but certainly it's an important issue. And if it does happen, you can't just rely on what you are told, particularly if it's something that's odd or different or something you don't agree with. And if you don't agree with, you must ask for documented proof that it was the intent of the decedent to have that account go by beneficiary designation to someone outside the family.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
It was all fast and furious at the Hazleton area track and field complex as Pittston area showed up for a Wyoming Valley Conference matchup. To the FYI Standard Speakers scoreboard we go. The Pittston area girls beat the Lady Cougars in a close one. Megan Reed won the 200 and 400. Kendra File picked up wins in the high jump and long jump. And Alexandra Laporte was the other double event winner for the Big HA, taking the 100 hurdles and the 300 hurdles. The Hazleton area boys, they beat the Patriots. Franklin Cunningham, he went the distance, winning the 1600 and 3200 runs. Nate Kosick won the long jump and triple jump. Michael Casadas took the 200 and 400, and Matt Hauser was victorious in the 300 hurdles and the pole vault. Down south, Tamaqua topped the North Schuylkill girls with a ton of help from Alexis Baddock and Morgan Boyle. The North Schuylkill boys, they beat the Blue Raiders as Pat Gownley won the 110 hurdles, the 300 hurdles, and the javelin competition. Monoy area's Megan Babinski, fresh off the run to the Eastern State Final in basketball, won the 100 and 400 dashes as the Lady Bears beat Nativity. On the boys' side, Marcus Stika captured the discus and javelin for the Golden Bears in their win. Owen Bates hit a homer in the 6th to help Tamaqua pass Hamburg. Weatherly, they beat MMI in baseball. Bobby Gregas only allowed one hit as North Schuylkill picked up a win way down south in the SC, not Schuylkill County, but South Carolina, and Shenandoah Valley scored 2 runs in the 4th to beat rival Monoy area. The MMI Lady Preppers, they get another victory in softball, and in other action, North Schuylkill beat Berwick. Monoy area and Shenandoah Valley both lost in softball. The Penn State Hazleton baseball team, they dropped a pair to Central Penn on the road, and the Hazleton area girls lacrosse team lost to Lake Lehman at home at Maple Manor. I would love to sit down at the piano and be able to play Bohemian Rhapsody. I even have the sheet music, but I don't know how to play the piano. I digress to this story about 2 Hazleton area athletes who pretty much just picked up a lacrosse stick and ran with it all the way to a college career. Lindsay Yurchak started playing the sport last year, and this is Caitlin Ward's first season playing. They're putting in the work, and they are both leaders for the second-year club team at Hazleton area. Yurchak says the sport came naturally to her, and Ward says playing field hockey helped her out. Yurchak will play for Kutztown University next year, and Ward is still making her decision, but her list includes Wilkes University, King's College, and Delaware Valley University.
Were you impressed? Did you think you would be able to do this in your first year?
I didn't think I was going to be as good as I am, and I didn't think I was going to play in college, but as soon as I got offers, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not that bad.
What was the biggest learning curve for you coming into doing it?
Just learning how to move at the same time with the ball, because coming from field hockey, you always learn to move towards the ball instead of with it.
Okay.
So it's really confusing at first to be able to focus on the ball being thrown at you and moving towards it at the same time.
How do you help the kids who maybe it's not coming so natural to? How do you help them out, especially as a captain?
We help them out a lot by telling them that we were in those positions, because last year we were, and this year we're a lot better since we have people that have had experience now, and now we can help everyone that doesn't.
What did Kutztown say when they're kind of looking at you? Were they surprised Hazleton was only in their first year or second year? I mean, what were the Kutztown coaches even saying?
Yeah, they were pretty surprised, but I guess it's natural to be surprised by us.
The Lady Cougars have a surprising and interesting story, and you'll hear all of it on the season finale of Out of Left Field coming in May. Here's a little preview. Girls lacrosse is a pay-to-play club sport at the high school right now, and the girls have to pay a registration fee and fundraise to help pay for equipment, referees, and transportation, and that's just to name a few of their expenses. If you would like to help them out, you can email hagirlslax@yahoo.com. The girls will be at Walmart in Hazel Township doing a bake sale and some other other activities for fundraising on April 9th and the 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you can help out financially, the team would love to hear you cheer for them at their field behind the Maple Manor Elementary Middle School. To check out their schedule, go to schedulestar.com and type in Hazleton area. Again, stay tuned for their full story on the season finale of Out of Left Field. Well, let's go back to winter sports right now to wrap things up on this Thursday. This past swimming season, Seth Platukis scored his 1,000th point for Hazleton area. He hit the 1,000th point mark at the District 2/4 AAA championships. Platukis won a silver medal in the 200 freestyle and was third in the 100 free. He was also part of the 200 freestyle relay team from Hazleton area that won bronze and the 400 free relay team that won silver. Congratulations to Platukis and his family, who you see in this picture from the Standard Speaker. Well, that's the local sports story for today. Here comes the social report. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Hey golfers, have we got the perfect vacation spot for you? Myrtle Beach. Signature Golf Packages builds and reserves the finest and most reasonably priced Myrtle Beach vacations. From scheduling your golf tee times to making your hotel accommodations. Oceanfront to golf course villas. Mark Passon, a Hazleton native, has been doing this for 10 years. Expect excellent customer service, local knowledge of all the courses, and the best golf vacation of a lifetime. Call now to learn all of the specials that Signature Golf Packages can offer you or your group. 866-462-9885 or book now at signaturegolfpackages.com.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First night, the Hazleton Rotary Club will be holding a night at the races Saturday, April 16th at the J.J. Farrar Performing Arts Center, 212 West Broad Street in Hazleton. Doors open at 6, festivities begin at 6:30. Tickets are $8 in advance or $10 at the door, and they will also have free food and refreshments. Proceeds benefit the Hazleton Rotary Club Community Service Projects. Our next announcement, Surviving Together, a free support group of the American Cancer Society Greater Hazleton Unit, will next meet Thursday, April 7th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Family Restaurant. Chiropractor Leonard J. Nork Jr. will be the guest speaker. Please call to make a reservation 570-427-8222. And finally, Community Bible Fellowship will be holding a free lunch Sunday, April 3rd from noon until 2. Menu includes bread and fish, mac and cheese, veggies, desserts, drinks, and more. Community Bible Fellowship is located at 458 West Spruce Street in Hazleton. For info, just call 570-790-3753. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Brian D. Travis of Mountaintop. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Friends may call Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. and Saturday from 8:30 to 9 a.m. Cleo J. Youngcourt of Hazel Township. Funeral is Saturday at 10:30 a.m. from the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. And Ann T. Yankee of College Hill. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is John DeRose of Gerardville. John, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Elton John and his band will return to Wilkes-Barre for one performance at Mohegan Sun Arena on Saturday, September 24th at 8 p.m. The stop is part of a 9-city concert tour that will feature iconic hits and classic album tracks from throughout the incredible career Elton John has had, as well as selected tracks from his latest album, Wonderful Crazy Night. Tickets go on sale Friday, April 8th at noon. I've listened to Wonderful Crazy Nights during my Wonderful Crazy days here at SSPTV. It's kind of fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.